With YouTube, you can learn a lot,
Yeah.
but are people spending that time to learn? That's definitely a question.
I was able to create something a little different and unique because I didn't restrict myself.
Getting paid a little, don't
Yeah.
worry about it because that's going to inverse.
Yes.
After some time, you
Correct.
will earn a lot of money by
Yes.
putting very less time.
Food video na இப்படி தான் இருக்கணும்னு நிறைய டெம்ப்ளேட் இருந்துச்சு. I will not recommend this and I will not say that this is the right way to do it.
When I started, I also started during COVID. Like 88GB was started exactly few months before COVID. We didn't even expect.
People who are in this field, who are videographers or behind the camera in general, they don't get much recognition.
Hello everyone. So today we have a very interesting personality with us. So now in the particular creator, I have been thinking that I need to make this kind of a podcast for a long time because he's definitely one of the unique creators I came across recently and worked with also. So in our podcast, Dare to Begin, we have seen a lot of different kind of personalities starting from entrepreneurs, creators, business leaders. So இன்னைக்கு வந்து it's more of a creator driven podcast and conversation because Indiaல வந்து at this point creators are actually much bigger than a lot of film celebrities and other general celebrities because they have that kind of impact. The kind of work that they are doing is impacting lives, impacting businesses. So that's why we thought we should get this particular creator on our podcast and share his journey with all of you so that it can help you to motivate you to start your own creator journey. So I have none other than Neeraj. So you must have seen his videos, Neeraj food videos. அவரோட grandmother சேர்ந்து like he started his journey. I've been observing from last 2 years and worked with him a lot, wanting to do a lot of big stuff with this particular person. So over to you, Neeraj. Just
Yes.
give a simple introduction about you. A lot of people know you, especially in Tamil Nadu. A lot of people know you. You have worked with even brands outside Tamil Nadu and you have that pan-Indian presence according to me. So tell a bit about yourself for people who don't know you.
Definitely. So first of all, thank you, Arjun. Thank you for having me. Being part of something like this is definitely an honor. Being recognized for your work itself is, an honor. And நம்ம வந்து முன்னாடி work பண்ணியிருக்கோம். I think almost 2-3 years back we collaborated on the first project and then last year also we did something. So I'm happy to be here first of all and share whatever I can so that the audience can learn a thing or two from it hopefully, right? And talking about me, how I started was I don't have any background in videography. அது வந்து ஃபஸ்ட்டு சொல்லணும். I didn't go to any traditional film school or traditional way of learning எதுவுமே இல்லை. Everything was self-taught. கோவிட் அப்போது யூடியூப்பில் உட்காந்து லேர்ன் பண்ண திங் தான் கம்ப்ளீட்டாக. And I feel personally that there were no restrictions because of that when I started making videos. ஃபுட் வீடியோனா இப்படி தான் இருக்கணும்னு நிறைய டெம்ப்ளேட் இருந்துச்சு. ஒருவேளை நான் ட்ரெடிஷ்னல் வேல போய் கற்றுக்கிட்டேன் அப்படின்னா மேபி I would have shot videos in that way.
Okay.
But I was able to create something a little different and unique because I didn't restrict myself to any particular format or template.
Okay.
And I think that's what helped me and that's what helps me till today.
Okay.
Because I try to keep innovating to show food, to show products in a way that it's not been shown before.
Right.
So so I'm a food and product videographer.
Okay.
You can call me that. And also now we have our own studio.
Right.
So we make a lot of commercials now for different platforms, not just for social media but also for theater, TV, name it, we can create it.
Nice.
So that's what I do.
Amazing. So in the I wanted to ask the following question about your studio because you started as a creator and you did a lot of vertical format videos and now you are venturing into producing all different types of food videos and you have started your own company. It takes a lot of guts to start something like this while you are actually in a very fixed in a very good way of a creator journey because running a business is altogether a different task. First of all, congratulations for that.
Thank you.
And I'm quite sure that you have already started doing a lot of great videos. I saw a couple of work from your end. So this is where I wanted to start, right? Like our podcast is mostly about how are you challenging yourself to start your journey. So I believe, like you said, in COVID you started your journey by kickstarting, like, or learning by yourself. So how did you think that like this can become a viable opportunity for you to make your survival? Because நிறைய பேத்துக்கு வந்து they want to do. I mean, whoever I've met, and a lot of youngsters, a lot of people who apply to me for job at 88GB or in general when I interact, people want to do. Yeah. But they don't want to take the efforts to reach there. Yeah. I've consistently seen it. People said, I'm very passionate, sir. Okay, what have you done for it? I have not really seen them take that efforts. So can you talk a little bit about your efforts as a creator? Very detailed, like let's say you can go detailed into your editing journey, or like how did you learn cinematography, what kind of resources? Because I know with YouTube you can learn a lot, but are people spending that time to learn? That's definitely a question. So you can tell a little bit about how did you learn this and how did you execute it? And another challenge I see from a lot of people, I don't have camera, I don't have light, I don't have enough knowledge, I didn't go to an institute. You said that you learned by yourself. So if you can tell a bit about where did you start and where are you now, your journey of that progression from probably a small phone camera to where you are right now. So that will definitely help a lot of enthusiasts. And secondly, your journey towards starting a company. Why did you choose to do that?
Definitely. So when I started off, in 2020, that was the point where I used to be a professional tennis player. So I had to completely give up that dream. And it was a decision that I made over 3 to 4 months, because I had to quickly decide what I had to do next. Tennis demands a lot of traveling, and COVID appo vandittu travel was the first thing that we all thought was not going to be possible, and borders were closed and all these things, right? So next year enna pannalaanu paakumbodhu, it was completely by accident that I landed on something like videography, video editing. But it consumed my entire time during the lockdown. There was not 1 hour that I would waste in a day. Immediately I will want to like shoot something and edit it on my phone itself. That was the starting point. At that point I did not have any idea of how I'm going to monetize this, what I'm going to do with it. Because tennis was still in the back of my mind. I could not let go of it very easily. But as time went by, it became more clear to me that I will not be pursuing tennis anymore. And I have to look for something else quickly. And maybe it can be something like becoming a tennis coach. Or maybe doing my higher studies. And then trying to see if I can go abroad and maybe try what I can do with tennis. Because tennis gives you that opportunity also. But everything came down to, do I want to do it that badly? Do you want to continue that particular career itself? But videography, when I started doing it, video editing, it was very interesting for me. It kept me occupied all day. And just by chance, one of my friends, he was having a digital marketing agency. And at that point, it was very new. Like videos, brands asking for videos was a very new thing. So he told me, you are doing all these videos at home. Why don't you come with me? And I have a client which is a resto bar. And why don't you shoot for them? And I said, na camera handle pannadilla. How will I be able to do it? He said, there is no expectation. Anyway, you are doing it on your phone. Same thing, you do it on the camera. You come to my studio, you can edit everything over there. சரி ஓகே பண்ணலான்னு சொல்லிட்டு we went there, and before that I sat and watched so many videos. ஏதாவது ஒன்று டிஃப்ரெண்ட்டாக எடுக்கணும்னு சொல்லிட்டு I went and shot there. There was no expectation of any monetary gain from it. I only thought of it as one challenge. இது வந்து ஒரு சேலஞ்ச். இது நம்ம இந்த 1 டேக்குள்ளே ஒரு 3 வீடியோஸ் கேட்குறாங்க, நம்ம ஷூட் பண்ணிடணும். இந்த டிஷ்லாம் குக் பண்ணுற மாதிரி, ஸோ அதெல்லாம் நம்ம ஷூட் பண்ணிடணும் அப்படின்னு மட்டும் தான் யோசித்தேன். அது முடிஞ்ச உடனே they really liked it. The resto bar, அவங்க வந்துட்டு they really liked it, and that's when I understood that why do I have this video with me? All these videos I'm creating, I'm just keeping it with me. And you won't believe it, at that point I was not even on Instagram. So I did not have an Instagram account, because when I was playing tennis completely, I thought Instagram was a distraction. So 2017-18 lay I deactivated my account.
Okay.
Till 2020 or mid pola I did not have any account.
Okay.
But then I understood that I have these videos, I should put it out somewhere so that people can notice it or see it. The minute I started putting it out, more people got interested into it and they said, why not shoot for us? So starting off ellame family friends in the marda, and slowly I could see that something was different in the type of videos I was doing from the feedback I was getting.
Okay.
So I thought, okay, why not double down on this and keep creating? Any opportunity I get, I'll go shoot.
Okay.
Avladhan. Not thinking too much about I should be making this amount, or only if somebody pays me this much I'll be ready to shoot. Abdi illama, if there's an opportunity, I'll be ready to shoot because I can learn something.
Okay.
Right? Then I started shooting like this, and then second lockdown came, and that's when I realized that வெளியே போய் ஷூட் பண்ணலாம்னு நினச்சேன். சடனாக பார்த்தா அதையும் லாக் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. இப்போ நான் என்ன பண்ணுறதுன்னு யோசிக்கும் போது தான் we thought, okay, why not shoot something at home?
Okay.
Because we have lot more control in that space. அப்படின்னு சொல்லி தான் நானும் பாட்டியும் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணோம் அந்த குக்கிங் வீடியோஸ், because she is very passionate about cooking.
Right.
So it was a complete accident again. ஒரு 4-5 வீடியோஸ் எடுத்தோடனே எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருச்சு தட் ஓகே, இஃப் தெர் இஸ் அ மானிட்டரி ஆங்கிள் டு திஸ், it will be the integration of products, because we are using products in those videos. So why not, a brand might want to integrate the...
So you didn't realize that at first point?
No, there was no realization of that. We were just doing it again as a fun exercise.
Like just you wanted to try out, so you did?
Yeah, just to keep ourselves occupied.
Okay.
Yeah. And when I saw that, okay, நம்ம ப்ராடக்ட் எடுத்து ஷோகேஸ் பண்ணும்போது people were connecting with it more. Because everyday product, like let's say Maggi for example, அது வச்சு ஒரு வீடியோ பண்ணும்போது it was getting like 10x more views than doing it without doing a normal noodles video.
Okay.
So okay, அப்போ why maybe brands also might need this thing at some point.
Right.
So I got that awareness and I started integrating more products into it, into our videos. And that's how smaller brands first started approaching me. Okay. They started telling me, they wanted videos. And it was all like right place, right time.
Okay.
There's a demand also that was coming in. Brands are shifting from traditional to digital. And we are able to produce videos for that platform. And vertical format, we were producing it.
I think that's the time Reel also started growing.
Because TikTok went away.
Yeah.
TikTok pone odane Reels became like extremely popular, especially here. And that's how we started like creating our niche. Right? So after that it was more about being very self-aware of what exactly I was doing.
Okay.
So I didn't think about creating 7 videos in a week. Okay. For me it was about creating the highest quality video.
Okay.
So even if I'm dropping only 1 video in a week, it has to be such high quality that paathodane people should be like really pulled towards it, whether it's a brand or the audience, whatever it is. So when we started doing that, there was some kind of expectation that started coming, and that really pushed my page, which was not at all my goal.
Okay.
I started out thinking that, okay, but tennis illa, appo na videography wise na skill vandu kathukanum appdin solite. So after a period of time, it was complete snowball effect.
Okay.
One video led to another. And then we got to work with you also. Similarly. I think maybe you would have also seen how we are integrating our products in other videos, and then you would have selected our profile. Probably.
I'll add that point, like, because see, when I started, I also started during COVID. Like 88GB was started exactly few months before COVID. We didn't even expect. We have set up the complete office. I started from Pune. Suddenly, like, there was a lockdown for some 20 days. We thought, okay, we'll go 20 days and come back and resume. Then it was altogether a different game. எல்லாத்துக்குமே தெரியும் என்ன நடந்தது சொல்லி. So I was also very occupied in doing things sitting in your home, making your home into an office. How like, in fact, in our first 3 years, we had almost 100% of working from home. We scaled up to 50 people sitting across the country doing it. So I can totally relate with how things got restricted. You can't even go out for a shoot. You cannot even like go for an office, or it's very restricted. So that's when brand also turned towards looking at digital. Before that, we were just an add-on, but brands actually felt their importance to get into digital. A lot of brands by that time didn't even have a website. Big brands who are making like 500 crores, 1000 crores turnover, they didn't even have a proper website. So that's where we felt we should get into this domain, and we started. And one of the major things that we did early is to work with right creators like you. So I always look for you can consider like we are the bridge between creators and brands, right? So I was looking at what's happening in the brand side, what kind of strategy that we were doing for other marketing activities. On the other side, I'm seeing creators experimenting. I usually see two different types of creators. Somebody who is like just copy pasting Western countries, trying to replicate what they are doing, and other creators who are experimenting to the Indian audience, like somebody like you. Especially we had a lot of clients nationally who are in the food and beverages domain. So that's when I saw your profile. I think we worked with you when we were even less than 1 lakh of following. But I saw your uniqueness in terms of editing, uniqueness in terms of integrating animation and graphics. That intrigued. So that kind of attracted me, and I felt in the Instagram or vertical domain, you have to capture your audience in the first 3 to 4 seconds in order to grab their attention. Otherwise, they will just swipe up. It's not like YouTube. In YouTube, you go search for something and see. So you already have an attention in the vertical, in the horizontal format. But here, you have to grab their attention in 2 to 3 seconds. Marketing entirely has transformed when you, like few years back and now, because attention you have to grab. So that's where I felt I looked for creators who grab that attention, irrespective of their followers, irrespective of how many followers they have. And that's my parameter even today. I look at creators when they are growing, when they are having 10,000, 15,000 followers. We had a lot, you believe it or not, Neeraj, like we had a lot of ROI and the kind of impact from creators who actually experimented, who wanted to create their own niche and wanted to do something of their own. I think you fell in that kind of category. And I think what I really like about you is you keep trying, you keep experimenting with your animation. You specifically, I think I remember you telling me some insights of when to post it exactly, because I feel creators have a lot of data and insights. I'll tell you, like when we work with a brand, right? So brands say we want to portray this product. They don't know about how it should be made, how the video. People say like our logo should be there for, it should be prominent. But we kind of educate them saying that, see, it's not about you. You should not sell it directly. You should not like just say, hey, this is my product. It should be very subtly integrated. And I think you have known that very well. Like you have been, you actually told me once we should not show the product more than few seconds. So because that will make like a advertisement. So people wanted to consume creative content, and you have been giving that. That's absolutely attracted you towards us.
Another question you asked is about how people can start. Like today we can see that, I also, because we have a studio now, right, that we are also trying to employ talent, right? And commonly what I see is everybody wants something very quick. They want to come in, they want to learn, they want to go out, they want to do something quickly. But it's a process, right? Whatever you want to do, even if you want to, pursue videography full time, or you want to get these many followers, whatever it is, it's not going to happen overnight. Whoever it is, they have to work for so long. I have this one method, right, where you can, if you're working for longer in a day, you in a way learn more also, right? You cannot work for 4 hours in a day and then expect like miracles to happen. So in the beginning of my journey, I was putting in 16 hours, 18 hours a day and only sleeping very few hours. I will not recommend this, and I will not say that this is the right way to do it. But if you want to get to where you want and you're really passionate about the thing that you are doing, it will not let you sleep.
Agreed.
At that point, I was so passionate. I wanted to learn and I wanted to try so many things in a way that it wasn't presented before. So it was taking up all my time, right? But now I learned that, okay, there's more things, right? Rest is also equally important. To be creative, you need to take more breaks also. But always when you want to start something new, You have to put in the time.
Totally.
We cannot look at somebody who has already achieved something and then think that we can get there in just one day.
Right. I want to give one small tip,
Yeah.
like, because I can totally understand why you are saying this. Especially for the viewers, I want to say,
Yeah.
if you are somebody putting a lot of time in learning something and doing something and getting paid a little, don't
Yeah.
worry about it, because that's going to inverse.
Yes.
After some time, you
Correct.
will earn a lot of money by
Yes.
putting very less time.
Yes.
So this is something people need to understand, because this quick gratification, right? I saw in many people. I feel talents also, when we hire, right? So some people are not even ready to like do that hard work. See, I'm not saying you should start a business. Even if you are working in a company, how committed are you to that company? How committed are you learning things? I've seen a lot of people inside my company grow from 0 to 10 in like very short span.
Yeah.
So and the mentality வந்து மாறணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஏன்னா everybody wants that quick success, which is there is nothing like quick success.
Yeah.
Whatever success people are seeing right now in like any format of people who achieved, right? So they are just seeing the achievement. Like they would have put a lot of efforts behind the screen, which is not actually shown in platforms like Instagram or YouTube.
Correct.
So இதனால என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா, like people are expecting, okay, I will do like 3 hours course and then I will start going and making money. That's not true. I hope you also agree with that.
And another point is, coming again back to my example, last year வந்துட்டு 2023 வந்துட்டு we were thinking about starting the studio.
Okay.
But a clear thing that I thought of was, I can start a studio now and then tell people that we are offering these services, tell brands that we are offering these services, or I can work little harder for another year, build a very strong portfolio where we are able to stand apart when we start our actual brand. Right. These two options were in front of me, right? So the quick gratification would have been starting the business last year, starting the studio last year itself, right? But we waited and we concentrated fully on just working with brands, building our portfolio, staying very committed, because starting a brand in number one, that takes its separate time, all the planning, everything that goes into it, right? So adukku infrastructure was not there with me at that point.
Yes.
But if I had started it quick, எனக்கு வந்து gratification and வெளியில இருந்து இருக்க whatever the validation இதெல்லாம் வந்து கிடைச்சிருக்கும். But that patience at that point, and then thinking that okay, let's wait a bit, get a very strong portfolio, and then go into a studio. Now when we started our studio, right, we already have about 80-100 videos with us.
Amazing.
So we are just posting what work we did previously. We are not creating now under a new banner separately. Correct? So this is also very important, to make the judgment based on your intuition. What do you feel is right at that moment? Take a call based on that.
I absolutely agree with that. The validation point வந்து ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டண்ட்டாக இருக்கு. ஏன்னா everybody wants to taste that success very quickly, but it takes that time and effort. And another thing I feel like what I learned also is that you should enjoy the process. You should not look at the goal like I want to make this much money. So in fact, this is out of my personal experience. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but even when I started the agency, I liked the process. I liked meeting people. I went to a lot of people who have already done it. I met them. I learned from them. I tried to ask some tips that can help me jumpstart. Like let's say that networking really helped. But I never thought about, okay, I want to build it this big, or I want to make this much money. And because I know it's going there. For that, in order to reach there, you have to put some work on ground. That I felt a lot of people are missing. So I mean, one advice would be start early so that you can go through the journey instead of probably waiting for long. So this was one point. The other point I wanted to add was, pick your niche. Like let's say the way you picked your niche, or even people who want to start their own agency or freelancing agency. I didn't do it. Like I was very generic in the beginning. Then I kind of learned it. But the way you cracked it, I feel any creator should pick their one niche and go deep into it, because now that there are so many generalists, we want specialists. We want more specialists into each and every niche. In fact, even within food domain, I'm quite sure you can suggest a lot of niche that people can work. So is there anything that you want to put about the niche? How did you choose, or how people can go by choosing one particular thing? Let's say food styling. I feel food styling has a lot of potential. There are very few food stylists in the country, if I'm not wrong. So can you tell a bit about your niche?
Yes. So anyone who's starting out, if they need to pick their niche, first they need to understand, or first they need to see in their life what do they enjoy doing.
Okay.
That is going to be their niche, not what is popular or what is trending right now, right? Just because, let's say, finance is something that is trending right now. A lot of people want to know about finance. And if I am not somebody who's into finance, I should not pick that niche because a lot of people want to consume it, right? I should see in my life, what do I like doing? It can be pottery also.
Okay.
Right? Pottery, you can make videos on pottery. You can say, this is how, a particular ceramic vase can be made, or something like that. But actually understanding the in and out of that particular niche is very important.
True.
And then you go deeper into it. You're teaching pottery. You're taking a class for, you're doing workshops for pottery. This is how it goes on, right? So anything that consumes you completely, you are completely passionate about it, is your niche.
One which you actually enjoy.
Which you enjoy doing, which nobody is forcing you to do. Including the internet.
Right.
The internet should also not force you to do this.
Because this is the top trending niche.
Exactly.
So don't do it like that.
So how I picked food was, I was genuinely passionate about food always. Because I travel for tennis a lot, right? So I had a chance to taste a lot of different cuisines from across the world from when I was 13, 14 years old.
Okay.
So about 10, 15 years I was traveling.
Okay.
So when I naturally started video editing and videography, food attracted me to it, right? But other than that, I have tried everything. I've tried automobile videos. I've tried vlogging. I've tried cosmetics related videos.
Okay.
So everything I've tried, but food is what I wanted to be known for.
Right.
Because I wanted to go deeper into that. I wanted to understand how can we showcase food in a very, very different way that's not been done before.
Okay.
Changing the perspective of the audience towards food. So anyone who wants to pick up the niche also should be thinking about that.
Okay.
Because இப்போ சிங்கிங் கூட இருக்கு. நிறைய பேர் லைக் யூ செட் சிங்கிங் விட்டுடலாம். ஃபுட் ஸ்டைலிங் சொன்னீங்க கரெக்டா? ஃபுட் ஸ்டைலிங் வந்துட்டு சச் அ ஸ்மால் பார்ட் ஆஃப் த ஹோல் ப்ராசஸ்ன்னு நினச்சிட்டு இருக்கோம். பட் இட் இஸ் ஸோ க்ரூஷியல். எவ்ரி திங் லுக்ஸ் குட் பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் ஃபுட் ஸ்டைலிங் ஒன்லி. ஸ்டைலிஷ் ஆனால் ரொம்ப கம்மி. இப்போ சென்னையிலே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இப்போ என் வீடியோஸ்க்கெலாம் நானே தான் ஸ்டைலிங் பண்ணுறேன். பிகாஸ் ஐ டோன்ட் நோ பீப்புள் ஹூ ஆர் ஸ்டைலிங். Or only few are available, so few are there, so they're not always available.
Okay.
But that's if you really like food styling, you should pair it with food photography,
right?
Or with food videography.
True.
Because அது வந்து ரொம்ப small niche. So அதோட ஏதாச்சும் பேர் பண்ணீங்கன்னா நீங்களே ஸ்டைல் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிடலாம்.
Correct.
Then you can say that I'm a food photographer and a stylist.
Right.
அப்படி பண்ணா it's more effective.
Yeah, like collaboration also can work. Like let's say if you find somebody who can style for all your videos, I'm quite sure with the scale you are doing, you might need somebody to do it, right? So that's definitely one important point. So can you tell me a little bit about the equipments part, because that is again a challenge. So can you just quickly tell which gadget you had, அதுல இருந்து எங்க நீங்க இப்ப போயிருக்கீங்க, எந்த மாதிரி கேமராஸ்லாம் இப்போ யூஸ் பண்றீங்க, what kind of investment does it take to for somebody starting food videography or photography?
So as everyone starts, right? It's usually with our phones. That's how even I started.
Okay.
Because I believe that huge capital investment in the beginning is not the right idea.
Okay.
Because that brings on so much more pressure, so much more responsibilities. Maybe without experience, we might not be able to handle that pressure and really well.
During having that gadgets or
exactly. Because இப்போ நான் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணும்போதே ஒரு 5 லட்சம் ரூபாய்க்கு ஏதாவது ஒரு கேமரா வாங்கிட்டேன்னா, I'm constantly going to be thinking, how can I find a 5 lakhs client or a 4 lakhs client? How can I, this is a pressure that maybe
Creating
my
for
skill is
yourself.
not even up to that mark.
True.
But I've added a responsibility on me. Now what I'll do, I'll never learn anything. I will only be looking from a monetary aspect.
True.
Right? But since this is a creative field, it's better to start with a very low capital investment and explore more on the creative side.
Right.
So phone வச்சு மட்டும் என்ன எடுக்க முடியுமோ எடுக்கலாம் first. Then if you can edit on the phone, great. Otherwise, get a basic laptop, get a very basic editing software like VN editor, or now people are editing on InShot.
Yeah, CapCut people are using.
CapCut is really good. It has like crazy features,
Yeah.
right? So idhilella start pannalam. Whatever is free and available, start with that. Slowly progress into a basic camera. So that's what I did. I bought my first camera was a Canon 90D.
Okay.
I still have it today. We shoot our reels on the 90D only today.
Okay.
Right? Because it's a camera that has slow motion and that is up to 120 FPS varaikum you can shoot it. But there's no autofocus on the slow motion. So there's a restriction on that. Okay. But how it helped me was I learned to manual focus completely.
Okay.
From the beginning, I use only manual focus.
Okay.
So it gives me a better output because I can control a lot of things in the visual. So by luck, I think I just learned.
How did you learn to use DSLR?
Again, YouTube only.
Okay.
See, basics வந்துட்டு YouTubeல இருக்கு. But once you learn the basicsல, it is about putting in the work. Exactly. You have to like every day shoot something or the other. You cannot pick a day and go and shoot and expect to become better at it. So I was shooting every day.
Yeah.
Whether indoor or outdoor, whatever it is. Like I told you, any opportunity, go and shoot. There will be a problem. There will be a situation where you get stuck.
True.
And you will overcome that situation. Maybe it's like bad lighting and then you try to fix something in your camera.
Right.
And it becomes better. So you now learned, with bad lighting, how do I shoot? Maybe in some of the shoots, when we are shooting at restaurants, right? நம்ம கிட்ட கியர்லாம் இருக்கும் பட் அங்கே குக் பண்ணுற ஷெஃப்க்கு வந்துட்டு தே மைட் ஃபைண்ட் இட் வெரி டிஃபிகல்ட் டு ஷூட் அலாங் வித் அஸ் ஏன்னா தே வில் பி வெரி குட் அட் குக்கிங் பட் ஷூட்டிங்க்கு இட்ஸ் அ டிஃப்ரெண்ட் திங் இட் செல்ஃப் மேபி ஸ்லோலி கட் பண்ணுறது ஸ்லோவாக பண்ணோம் மறுபடியும் பண்ணோம் ஸோ தென் வாட் ஐ ஸ்டார்ட் டூயிங் ஐ ஹவ் டு ஸ்டார்ட் கைடிங் தெம் ஸோ இன் அ வே ஐ எம் டைரக்டிங் த ஷூட் வித்வுட் ஈவன் நோயிங் வாட் டைரக்ஷன் இஸ் ஐ எம் டைரக்டிங் தட் பர்டிகுலர் திங் right? This is only coming because every day we are practicing.
True.
So from mobile I went to something like a basic camera which is a 90D, and today we use depending on what kind of shoot we are doing, we either rent cameras, that's a great option, or we have the R6 Mark II,
right.
Which we have like an in-house camera itself that we shoot ads with.
Amazing.
So another thing is rent பண்ணலாம். இது நிறைய பேர் வந்துட்டு think பண்றது இல்ல.
Renting is a very good option.
Renting is a very good option. நீங்க கேமரா வாங்கணும் ஒரு 50,000 60,000க்கு பேசிக் கேமரா வாங்கணும்னு இருந்தா கூட ஃபர்ஸ்ட் போய் அதை ரெண்ட் பண்ணி ஒரு 500 rupees ஆகும் ஒரு நாளைக்கு. ரெண்ட் பண்ணி யூஸ் பண்ணி பாருங்க.
Exactly.
If it works out for you, go purchase it.
Right.
Otherwise keep renting it till you are fine with it.
Exactly. Yeah. So renting is something we as a society not used to, but I think especially for creators, renting is a great option.
It's a wonderful option. Yeah.
For lights, camera, and like even for setups.
Yeah.
So the one which we are shooting here,
yes.
we are a rented studio. So great option. So people should look that these as an option. I think these are certain things they don't know.
Yeah.
I think renting definitely you guys can do for taking good camera. I think from smaller 600D 500D till that, from that you have even red kind of cameras that you can hire for personal use these days.
Exactly. Correct. Yeah.
Great. So Neeraj, like if you want to tell like 5 things or you can say as many things possible for creators in general that they should keep in mind, like you can consider someone is struggling to get that traction, someone who is good in their art, good in what they are doing, but doing it with their phone, editing in their phone, because I know a lot of people are even housewives, people who are at home, or somebody doing this as a additional gig, like once they come back from office they create their content. I see like a lot of people even in the food domain create content like that, but can you tell something from your learning that you can tell creators that they should keep in mind when they want to grow and even monetize?
Like engagement எப்படி increase
engagement எப்படி increase பண்றதா இருக்கலாம், or like how they can make that into a viable business. Like let's say you can even tell how many videos they should do for creating that engagement and following, and how many videos they can probably target for business deals. So I know you are getting inbound requirements, like people are coming to you. If someone, because now the competition is also very big, so somebody who's doing they are doing good videos but not getting enough brand deals, what would you suggest?
Okay, let's start off like ஒரு ஸ்க்ராட்ச்ல இருந்து ஒருத்தங்க ஸ்டார்ட் பண்றாங்கன்னா how they can do it அப்படின்ட்டு. First they should experiment with many different types of videos.
Okay.
Not just start off with I only like this, or I'll only do this.
Okay.
Just to keep the mind little bit open and free.
Okay.
Don't look at the numbers.
Okay.
Don't look at how many views it's getting.
Okay.
Even if one video goes viral, don't look at that.
Okay.
Keep creating more. Because on the process of creating irukla, you have to get into the habit of creating every day.
Okay.
That's what a content creator is, right?
Right.
They need to create something every day, put it out for an audience, and then the audience enjoys that particular thing.
Right.
So it's not about that video going viral, it's about how often you can make it go viral.
Right.
So for that, first the commitment from our side, like you said, if somebody is working, they're doing it as a side gig, they probably have 3-4 hours in a day. What can you create in that 3-4 hours every day? Create that, put it out, see the feedback. And today people have their opinions about everything. So our audience will give you a feedback on it. Even if it's 3 or 4 comments, look at it. What do they like? What do they not like? Then double down on that.
Okay.
So keep creating. I'm pretty sure within like 20-30 videos, you will clearly understand what is working, what is not working, how much time it takes to shoot, how much time it takes to edit. You will completely understand this about yourself first. I think this is the starting point. Because நிறைய பேர் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணும்போது ஆடியன்ஸ்க்கு என்ன பிடிக்கும், எப்படி இதுலேருந்து மணி மேக் பண்ணலாம், எப்படி சீக்கிரமாக மணி மேக் பண்ணலாம்,
மேஜராக வியூஸ் வரலனா they drop it.
Yes. So first we need to understand the process what we can do. And see அதை வந்துட்டு எப்படி we can make it bigger and bigger, right? Okay. So once 30-40 videos, once we are done with 30-40 videos, we understand, okay, this is working for us and I like doing this. Like if I put 1 hour into this and I put it out there, I have some personal satisfaction that I'm getting from this. So let me start exploring more of this.
Okay.
Right? So that's how you develop your niche.
Okay.
Right? Like something that you like doing, you're doing it every day, you're putting it out every day, and then people start enjoying that particular thing. Right? And then you build a community based on that niche itself.
Okay.
Right? And once you have a strong enough community, it can even be 20k 30k followers.
Right.
Because now because this creator economy has become so big, people think that 300k 400k 500k adalanda பெரிய community. It's a பெரிய கம்யூனிட்டி நம்பர்ஸில் கிடையாது, இட்ஸ் இன் த டெப்த் ஆஃப் த கம்யூனிட்டி.
ரைட்.
ஸோ இஃப் யூ ஹாவ் 1 million followers,
okay,
right, and you say that there is this product, do you guys want it? Right, and only like 5,000 people buy it. What's the use? But your videos are getting 800k 2 million views la, there's no use. But if you have a 10k community, you say that this is a product that I believe in, do you guys want it? 9,000 people buy from it.
True.
That's the depth.
Yeah.
Right? So a niche gives you that depth. அதுக்காக we have to earn it.
Yeah.
Right? You won't just get that thing completely.
Right.
So once these things are done, then you start engaging with your audience. You have to be an authentic person. You should not be copying, you should not be saying things that are only trending all the time. You should genuinely develop a connection with your audience where they are rooting for your success. They should believe in you. They should be pushing you forward. So in my case, we are doing ads, right? But our ads are getting 2 million views, right? So that's only because my audience has completely supported me and they believe that anything that I create, they want to push me forward, right? So I am grateful that we were able to get that kind of a community, because usually ad pathona vanan thalliruvaanga.
Correct. Skip ad
is the general mindset. But even in that, we can create a community which is pushing you forward. Right? So, but it takes time. Idhula vandute how long you can play in the matters, not how quickly you get the
how
reward.
long you can play. Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yes.
So that you are in the ground, and
Yeah.
when you are continuously doing for so long time, people will have that trust. That will not come with 1 or 2 videos with millions of views.
Correct. Or 2 years ago, like I even I'm a very like self-aware person, so I keep thinking, and I just read a lot about consciousness and how it can really help you push your creativity forward and all these things, right? So I understood this one thing very early on, that if you are constantly working, right, இன்னைக்கு வந்துட்டு maybe you get a small piece of the cake, but with that small piece of the cake you have to sustain till you reach the big piece of the cake, right? And the big piece of the cake can come 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. It can come at any point, right? But can you sustain till that point?
Right.
That really matters. So inniki if we are getting something good, let's see what comes in the future, and how can we sustain till that point. So the game is always in the long run.
Right.
There's nothing happening in the short run at all.
Absolutely. Awesome. So Neeraj, we had a very detailed conversation. I think especially people who want to start a creator journey, I am quite sure we had a lot of interesting points. So would you like to give some niche around the food space according to you, because I can see that you have learned photography, you have learned editing, you have learned animation, you're using multiple different tools. I'm quite sure you're using a lot of different softwares for it. There is again food styling, there is lighting, so there are so many things. I mean, what I see is the power of creators is that you get, if with one good creator you get all of this into like one way, but somebody who wants to specialize, like we spoke a lot about niche, what are the 2-3 things you think, because you have worked with brands, you have worked with agencies, you have worked with other creators also, so what are the few niche that you think in the food space people can look up to, and probably somebody who is already doing food videos, let's consider only them, because I feel your advice can help them. In that case, what are the niche that they can pick?
So if you're a food videographer, so there are different types of food creators. We'll start with that. Food videographers who are behind the camera shooting food. And then there are food bloggers who are reviewing food. And then there are chefs, right, who have their own setup where they cook, right? So now what we can see commonly is chefs are trying to collaborate with food videographers to upgrade their content, right? But the food videographer himself or herself is not building a portfolio. They are not showcasing what am I doing, what am I good at, or they are not going out there and teaching more people. They are looking at, okay, na chef ku shoot pandren, illana na or innor edathila poi shoot pandren, but building that portfolio is important, right? If you are a food videographer, because only if people know what kind of work you do, they are going to hire you for more such work, because inniki videos are in high demand, food is always going to be something that is going to stay because of our culture, right? And because we are all humans, we need to eat, right?
Totally.
So showcasing food in இருக்கிறது is always going to be, அது photos இருக்க போதா, videos இருக்க போதா, or digital like AR, VR, whatever it is, அதுல இருக்க போதானா,
it will change, that will evolve.
Yes. But in some way we have to showcase the food for advertising or whatever, right? So food videographer anda build your portfolio. That's the primary thing. If you are a food stylist, you, like I told you before, you have to learn an additional skill, because medium is very important. You cannot, how will you style and not showcase it, right? So you have to learn to do good photography to showcase your styling skill. You have to learn to do like good video also to showcase your styling skill. But your the video need not be like very high quality or anything, just to showcase your styling, how good you are. Andamari. There's a very interesting video I came across, a stylist from the US. Her entire content is advertisements la how they use fake food. For example, ice cream ads la they never use ice cream. they use mashed potato and they add a lot of food coloring and they add sugar and all these things to make it look like ice cream.
Like consistency when the scoop is going.
Exactly.
So
correct.
It's not ice cream actually.
It's not ice cream, but it looks exactly like ice cream.
Right.
And there are so many more methods like this.
Yeah.
Her videos are always going viral because she found a way where she's shocking people. Everyone thought that was ice cream in the ad, right? And everyone thought maple syrup was maple syrup in a pancake advertisement. But that's not the case. Maple syrup is just engine oil.
Okay.
ஸோ அப்போ தான் வந்துட்டு மேபிள் சிரப் திக்னஸ் வந்துட்டு கரெக்டாக இருக்கும். ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய ஹேக்ஸை வந்துட்டு when a food stylist puts out, people are like, wow, like this, I'm shocked to know this particular thing. Then I learn about what food styling is, right? So stylists can do this.
This is a very nice point. So in fact, not just with food styling, because for any profession, people don't know what's happening behind.
Yes.
This is one hack that worked with us for a lot of creators and even for brands. If you show what's happening behind the screen, which people don't see in the real commercials. See, for example, we work with a lot of dairy brands, food brands. So we show the very, this kind of delicious stuff, good to view stuff, which you see in the TV commercials. But we also show that got less engagement, whereas where we actually showed the manufacturing, where we actually showed how it is produced, that got like more engagement views. I think in any business, any niche, if you show the behind the screen stuff, it's going to have definitely great engagement because people don't get to see that always.
Yes, correct. We are so used to seeing the high production stuff. Actually, நம்ம ads-லாம் வந்து we will shoot at like a very expensive camera, பெரிய செட்டப் எல்லாமே, அண்ட் த என்கேஜ்மெண்ட் லைக் யூ செட் மே நாட் பி வெரி ஹை, பட் பிஹைண்ட் த சீன்ஸ் நம்ம ஃபோனில் தான் ஷூட் பண்ணியிருப்போம், கண்ணாப்னான்னு இருக்கும், பட் தட் கெட்ஸ் அ லாட் ஆஃப் என்கேஜ்மெண்ட் பிகாஸ் பீப்புள் ஃபீல் லைக் தே ஆர் தேர், ஆத்தென்டிக்காக இருக்கு. So even we have a behind the scenes concept. So that concept has worked really well. Like that's where me and my grandmom are seen making the video, right? Like ebbadi panno in the trick.
Yes, you have that behind the scenes video.
And that concept has worked very well for us. All like இப்போ 3-4 years பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். All throughout this period it has worked well for us because people really enjoy seeing what happens behind the scenes. So food space, like one more thing is the lighting aspect of it, right? More than the camera, more than any lens or whatever it is, lighting is like the most important thing. We focus lot on lighting. That's why நான் கேமரா கூட அவ்வளோ அப்கிரேட் பண்ணல. பட் லைட்ஸ் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 10 லைட் வாங்கிட்டோம். different lights for different purposes, different attachments for that, like projectors and gobos and all these things which give you a different feel when you watch the video each time. And if you are somebody who's a specialist in lighting, again you need a medium to showcase that,
right,
which is photography or videography. But hacks really work. Like ஒரு லைட்டிங் பர்சனா இருக்கீங்க, ஒரு கேஃபரா இருக்கீங்க அப்படினா,
I saw some creators recently, I think I follow him, I didn't get his name. He's actually recreating all the cinema scenes of different cinematographers and he's showing different lights. I'll put that in the comment. I'm not getting his name, but very great work. Like he recreates what Ravi Varman did in some film. So I think lighting is such an underrated stuff. Especially for common audience, I would like to say, technical people will know how much lighting is important, but common audience, be it cinema, music video, food photography, videography, anything for that matter. See, even this shoot, we have like 5-6 lights. That is so such an underrated stuff. I'm quite sure lighting is a great niche.
And that is something that you can learn specifically because any shoot or anything that's happening, a specialist for lighting is important.
Right.
If you're a specialist in lighting, you add value by saving a lot of time. You give the cinematographer or photographer a particular look that they want. But again, to showcase this, right, you have to put your work out on a platform.
So irrespective of, can I take it like this, irrespective of whatever you are doing,
Yeah.
you have to portray it.
Yes.
For sure. So yesterday we were working with one event company who do flower decoration.
Okay.
So these guys have been doing good job. So some small team of 3-4 people right after their college, they have started a floral decoration company. They do for weddings and other events. I told them, say, guys, why are you not having your Instagram page? It is very important. So you guys are doing such a beautiful work. Just put someone to make a video of how you guys are making this place beautiful. So what I believe is, irrespective of what you do, what is your profession, especially if you are in the art creative side, you should portray it. You should record BTS of it. You should show before and after, which is something worked for us. That's very important.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. So Neeraj, like as a conclusion, so if you want to say one last thing for anybody looking at starting a creative journey or maybe business around this Instagram and creator economy, what that would be?
So if you want to start your journey right now as a creator, or if you're already a creator and want to go into starting your own business, it can be a product or a service, whatever it is, be ready to work really, really hard, because this space is getting crowded. Not because everybody can do it, but because so many people are talented, and today these platforms are allowing for those talents to come out. Right. It is not like 10 years ago this talent did not exist. It's just that we get to see it today. Yeah. Right. So because of that reason, you really need to be ready to work really hard. Be ready to interact with different types of people. Be ready to learn a lot faster, because AI is like going at a very fast pace right now. Right. So how you can integrate all these things and mentally be very strong to withstand all the pressure, then doing this transition is going to be, no, I'm not telling this to scare anybody off, but this is the reality. This is what every day, I'm also facing new challenges. Suddenly something works, suddenly something doesn't work, coming up with newer ideas quickly, because the platforms are growing very fast. We have to be on our toes all the time. So that would be my conclusion as to be ready to work really, really hard. Any input for brands, because we spoke a lot about creators. One last thing for brands, because I know a lot of brands are very I would say still hesitant to invest on content creation, hesitant to invest, because what they look at is ROI, because we have seen a lot, because more than why I am asking this question is, since you are doing a lot of collaboration right now, a lot of brands are still okay to spend a lot of money investing into a very big TV commercial, but not ready to invest on creators who are actually getting them that real time impact. So what would you tell for brands, like what has worked for the brands, and what would you like to tell any brand managers or CEOs watching this video? So from a brand's perspective, I can understand why the hesitation is, because this is very new. Traditional media has always supported brands. Some data is there, and that's a comfort zone, right? That when you produce something at a very high quality, people associate that brand with that brand's product to also be high quality. Right? That's why people, if you see a low quality ad, you will not think that product is high quality. That's why we need to make big quality ads also, right? So when you move into social media, here high quality is not being the number one priority. Yeah, it's not the number one priority. So there is a little hesitation as to how will this work. Right? If somebody is shooting on their phone camera and showcasing a very premium product, how will it come through to an audience? This is the point of hesitation, right? That I have mainly seen. That's why now brands are being very specific, saying it has to be shot on high quality. It has to be shot on DSLR. So this is the brief that we are getting now, because they want to always showcase in a premium manner. So that is changing. Now when it comes to the ROI, right, I don't think any brand is going to be like, I will pay this much and I don't care about the ROI, right? It is a very important thing, but we have to be very sure if it is branding that you are looking for that is reach, in terms of what the communication is. Do you want it to reach to 10 million people, or is it a return that you're looking at it from a monetary aspect? That is, how many people are going to buy the product from this? That has to be very clear before any campaign starts.
Right.
We cannot suddenly go into a campaign and try to be like, okay, I set out to do branding, but suddenly now I want sales. That's not going to happen.
Objective is very important.
Objective has to be very clear. That way the creator is also very clear as to how to position that particular paid partnership.
True.
Otherwise it gets very confusing and you derail and it just doesn't give you the correct kind of result. And bigger size brands have easily been able to transition because of the availability of funds where they can experiment at least. But smaller brands, they have to be a little careful because risking too much is not the right way. Maybe start with micro creators, micro influencers, start there, see what is the kind of impact you are getting. Just because somebody has a lot of followers, don't go directly for that.
Totally.
Go with micro, see how that's working. Then you go with nano creators and so on. You build your way up, and when you are confident enough, then you go with the bigger sized creators. That way you'll always have, just like any other thing, right? You have to test and then you get the result, then you go higher and higher to get better results.
Right.
So that's what brands, I think, should do.
Amazing. So great thought, Neeraj. So it's been a great privilege to have you in this podcast, and I think நிறைய பேர் இந்த வீடியோ பார்த்து they would have got some insight if they are feeling stuck, or if they are thinking that they can reach the goal very fast. I think this 3 to 4 years of your consistent effort have given you this kind of growth that you are seeing currently. All the best for your further new studio also. I know you are taking a lot of efforts, and also you're building your own studio. Personally, this is a congratulations from Dare to Begin team and 88GB team. So hope to see a lot in the further years, and let's collaborate more.
Thank you so much, Arjun. Just before we end this podcast, right? I always like to say this, that first of all, thanks for recognizing the effort that we have put all these years, right? Because usually people who are in this field, who are videographers or behind the camera in general, be it a gaffer or a video editor, they don't get much recognition. Right? But in some way, and I'm grateful that even after being behind the camera, we have been able to reach so many people. And sitting here having a discussion with someone like you, who has recognized this effort and called me here to share my thoughts, really grateful and thankful for that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Arjun, and all the best to you and your team.
Cheers.
Okay, super.
All right, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode with Neeraj. So உங்களோட creator journey start பண்ணனும் நீங்க நினைச்சீங்கன்னா, don't wait. That's one thing that I've always said. Start now so that you can learn. Nothing will happen in one go. It's a process. It's going to take a lot of efforts. So just like Neeraj, I think you guys can take a lot of inspiration from him and start your creator journey today. As I always say, dare to begin. That's what this podcast is all about. Give a kickstarting journey. There will be difficulties. There will be people saying that don't do it now, but you should dare to begin so that you can reach success soon.